Hello my planner friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am going to be doing a plan with me video for the week of October 14th through the 20th. I'm going to be continuing my Halloween themed planner layouts. I did one last week. If you want to check that out, I'll make sure I leave a link at the end of this video. And also, of course, my Happy Planner playlist. We'll have that in there, and it's always linked in the description box. So, yeah. I decided that this will, so I have a problem. I have Halloween stuff that I could definitely have done another Halloween spread with. I actually have a jack-o'-lantern theme that I'm probably going to be doing next week that I could definitely have done this week because I pretty much have all the stuff for it. But then I went to Tuesday morning and I found this, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to use this instead. So yeah, sometimes you just get inspired and you just want to do, you just want to use what you just bought. At least for me, that's what I do that all the time. So leave a comment down below. Please let me know I'm not the only one that does that. All right, so here is this little, this is my mind's eye. It's the Happy Haunting, and this is the sticker sheet that came with it, or that I bought. And there is the price. I literally just bought this, so if you're interested, you can check that out. And then I also bought the die cut set because I'm obsessed with buying die cut sets. I have a problem, people. Those are what all the die cuts look like. And then I found the paper pack, which I will do a flip through of for you. Let me adjust my camera a little bit, move it down just a little bit. Okay, so again, my mind's eye, and this is the Happy Haunting, and really cool paper. I like it because a lot of it is kind of neutrally paper versus like being super Halloween. I'm going to use this today. I love this page. I love this page. So yeah, so I am going to pull out some of the pages that I'm going to use, and then kind of cut it all up and figure out what I'm going to do, and then I will be right back. Right, as I was going through the paper, I really got inspired by this piece of paper specifically, and I was going to do something different with it, but then I was like, no, you know what? I really thought it would be cool if I kind of did a little flip out on the side. So, and I wanted to keep the skull as intact as possible. So I'm trying to line it up just to make sure that I can keep as much of the skull as possible, but then still, of course, shut the planner page. So I'm trimming off just a little tiny bit off the edge there. And then I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut around the skull itself. You can kind of see there that I'm like, do I really want to do that? Because, it's a big commitment to cut this big skull out. And spoiler alert, I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, so then I finally just decided to make the plunge and get it done. So I mapped it out where I wanted it to cut it, and then I went ahead and cut where I wanted it. And then I'm also going to cut the jawline all the way around as well, just to make it look more like a skeleton skull. All right, I'm going to cut the top off here in a second. I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. There it goes. Okay, so all right, so then I'm going to go ahead and make it a flip out. And when I did the flip out, I don't want it to be white on the other side. So I thought this would be cool paper to add to the backing. So I learned in my sewing class, home economics, right sides together. So I put the two sides together, and then I went ahead and traced it out, and then I'm just going to get that cut out. And this is going to be used to help hide my hinge as well. So I will get that cut out. And then I really like this paper. It's so cute. All the different little sayings on it. So I was glad I was able to use it and kind of keep the image semi-whole. I mean, has most of the words and stuff on there. Okay, so I'm just going to trim that up a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some washi tape, and I'm going to put like the hinge along that side. I just wanted to ink up at least this side of the paper. I didn't end up inking the skull just because I liked it the way it was. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that out, and then I'm going to take some black washi tape. It's pretty thick washi tape that I have, and I am going to put this on there, and then what I'm going to do is actually wrap it around to the other side of the planner. Now, next week's Crystal will have to deal with the fact that I put washi tape on that layout. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a Halloween spread, so I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll figure it out. But stay tuned to see what I do with that and how I hide that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my Fabri-Tac glue to get that glued on. I wanted to make sure it was pretty secure. And so I just lined it up on that corner and then really got that glued down. And yeah, I think that looks really super cool. It's like a little hinge there. I've done that before in my planner, and I really do like kind of that interactive quality in my planner layouts. Alright, so then I had this other piece of paper, came from that paper pack. It said Happy Haunting, and I just went ahead and cut out those two little strips. And I am eventually going to put it there on the side or down below. Now, I did have a little bit of difficulty figuring out what I wanted to do in regards to the paper behind the skull, because I didn't like that you could, I don't know, I just kind of didn't like that it was white against that, against the kind of off-whiteness of the skull. I ultimately didn't end up actually even covering up that part, really. I just kind of left it, but I also didn't like the fact that you could see the blue line from the planner layout, so I definitely had to cover that. So it took me some time to kind of figure out what I wanted to do, but eventually I came to the conclusion that I did want to cut that strip that I cut right there with the stripes. It's not going to go there, it's going to end up going onto the side panel, but you'll see that here in a second. But the other thing that I did too was I cut out this Happy Haunting from that black page of paper. I had actually ended up cutting it out because I thought I was going to use it on the planner layout. So I tore out the piece of paper and I cut it into like boxes and stuff. I deleted all that footage and didn't show it to you because I ultimately didn't do that. So I kind of already had the page all cut up anyway, so I'm like, well, I might as well just cut this out, so at least I can use part of the page that I cut up. And I'm going to be putting it kind of over onto the side panel there. So now I'm going to cut this piece out to cover up the blue lines that were really bothering me. I just felt like that blue just didn't work. It's kind of like a gray blue, but it did not work. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece out. And then I liked it a little bit better. I liked that the blue was covered up. I went ahead and inked up the sides of the little box there. And then I am going to put that Happy Haunting right there on the side. And I didn't want it to peek out, that little black piece to peek out of the planner layout, or where the little skull was. So I just needed to make sure the position was right when I glued it down. I needed to make sure it was right. All right, so then I had forgotten, I literally had forgotten that I bought the die cut set because I had spent so much time trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the paper. So I went ahead and pulled out the die cuts because typically when I have die cuts, I like to pull them out and like look at them and kind of see you like use them in the planning process because even though sometimes typically I'll put them in sticker time and like actually glue them down during sticker time, but I still like to plan out like where I'm going to put everything so I kind of have an idea of what I'm going to use. So I'm just going to go through these, and it's interesting because a lot of the die cuts also were in the sticker sheet. So like, it was kind of nice because I actually had I have two different things that I could use because I really liked all those little labels and stuff. So I just kind of pulled out some of the stuff that I thought I would use, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put all of those back, like those little flag things there that are on there. I actually have those in also the stickers form, so kind of nice because I have basically two of them. All right, so I'm just gonna ink up all of these little corners and edges, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get everything glued down here. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make little flag accessory pieces. So these little flags came in the die cut set, and I thought that would be cute to use in the planner. So I'm going to go ahead and put them kind of out around the page. Okay, yeah. And then what I had those two black ones, and I wanted to have another one of the one with the skull on it. So I had that page actually looks similar to it. So I just went ahead and used that one as a guide and cut one of the little flags out. So now I have two of those. And I'm just going to get those glued together and then get everything else kind of glued together and on. And I'm also going to add some washi tape to the top blue line just because, again, that blue was messing with me. So I'm going to add some really thin black washi tape to the top of the planner page as well. And then once I get all that stuff done, I will be right back. as you can see, I took some of those little circles from that page, and I'm just covering up the top so that I could add in the dates later. And I like how that looks because it kind of looks almost like a banner at the top, like a little round banner. And then I wanted to go ahead, I did the other side as well, and then I wanted to go ahead and just add in those couple of die cuts, including that Happy Haunted and the other one at the top as well. And then once I get those glued on, it's going to be sticker time! Okay, so there is my planner layout for this week. It was different than what I thought I was going to do, but I got inspired by that piece of paper, and sometimes when you just have inspiration, you just got to go with it. So I like it. I think it turned out really cute, and I think I'm going to enjoy working in it this week. There's last week's if you want to check that out. I'll make sure I leave a link. My Happy Planner playlist is down below. It definitely has that in there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Share it with somebody that loves Halloween. And I will see you again real soon. Bye for now.